Hello, welcome to another episode of Red Pill Nomad. Today we're going to talk about pivoting because one of the reasons why those of us with nomadic lives get to enjoy the experience more is because we're able to pivot, especially when something isn't going our way or it's not a valid option anymore. So, what do I mean by this? Well, the other day I was mentioning Malaysia as a potential place to retire. I just heard back from their consulate and they've suspended, like Andrew Henderson said, their, in essence, visa program and 2M or something like that. So Malaysia's off the table, at least for the short time. Where am I going to look at beyond Mexico? Panama. And we'll see what that's about. And I mentioned pivoting. So I'm going to check out Panama during the US's Thanksgiving holiday in November. And during Christmas time, I will check out Mexico. And this is the whole point, right? You have to stay fluid. You have to perform your due diligence and analysis. Speaking of which, right, as we look at the market, as we look at potential nuances, as far as I was watching a video the other day about the personal lines of credit, like home equity lines of credit, HELOC. Dave Ramsey is adamant about them. I'm not a fan either, but a lot of folks have lines of credit open, okay, loans, secured, sometimes unsecured, right? And Wells is locking down on that. Okay, they're suspending that offering. And I would think that they're just going to transfer servicing to a third party or fourth party if you are the borrower and get that off their books. And what does that mean? Again, if you do have a credit line and the bank's going to divest or sell that off, they're going to give you the option of paying it off or probably service through another party. And right, as you pivot, you have to have your options open. That means having money in the bank, nice reserve fund, doing your due diligence just in case something comes up where you do have to pivot, understanding pros and cons to those options, and just being flexible in general, right? To change to the fact that things do not always go your way. Yesterday, I had a bolt in my car tire. Then to the gym, fortunately, I was heading to the service center instead, right? Well, good thing they're open on Sunday. And it was also just the way of the world, right? I got to have these good folks help me out. So I'm not dealing with this during the workday or at night. And yeah, you have to pivot. And a good way to be prepared for when you need to or must pivot is to do your due diligence. And I see financial planning and these investment articles, etc. A big part is understanding there is going to be unforeseen circumstances in your life, your health, children or grandchildren, liabilities from them. Things come up, just the way it is. Prepare, but I'd also dare say, contrary to some like Dave Ramsey and others, right? You want to experience life too. Who knows how long you're going to live? But that said, you want to save for a rainy day. right? Pick and choose your battles and pivot, right? Looking at lots here in the South Carolina area outside Charlotte as the market increased. Well, I could be really upset that I couldn't find something that I thought was a good deal, or I can pivot, right? I can look at an up and coming market that I'm going to receive more return on investment with. So pivot financially, pivot physically. If your locale is not working for you, pivot emotionally. If a relationship's not working, right? Mentioned last video, losing my folks or family members during the events that, as usual, expected me to come up and see them instead of ever coming to see me. It's the way they are. I'm not going to change them. I'll change myself. I will pivot, right? If a relationship doesn't work, you got to establish those boundaries. And if they don't like those boundaries, that is their problem, okay? Start seeing a young lady and same thing, right? I'm all about being flexible, but I'm not going to get walked all over. Not these days. Too old, like think too wise. So until next time, right? We've talked about acceptance, first episode. This is the second. We're talking about pivoting. And we'll follow up with more planning and having a checklist of how to engage in dual citizenship next. Thank you so much. Take care.